It's a sunny October Sunday. NASCAR is holding its annual Fall Talladega race. Mark Martin suffers a weird mechanical issue and hits Jimmy Johnson, affecting both Martin and Johnson's championship hopes. After Johnson's initial woes, his teammates Jeff Gordon, Joe Nemechek, Terry Labonte, as well as fellow Hendrick Satellite Team MB2 Motorsports drivers Johnny Benson and Ken Schrader, all fall victim to engine gremlins and retire from the race. And what has only happened enough times to count on a single hand, Talladega has a caution-free race. Eventual 2002 Winston Cup Series champion Tony Stewart finishes second. Race winner Dale Earnhardt Jr. charges from 13th, leads 56 laps, and wins his third consecutive Talladega race, tying NASCAR legend Buddy Baker for most consecutive wins at the track. But why do I bring all of this up?
EA Sports, it's in the game.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
NASCAR Thunder 2003.
The week before the race, EA Sports would release their second NASCAR Thunder game on Sony's masterpiece, the PlayStation 2. Featuring a good chunk of the teams and drivers from the 2002 season, it is one of, if not my all-time favorite NASCAR game. I even played this more than its successor, NASCAR Thunder 2004. One of the biggest features of the game is the Lightning Challenge mode. You're given a scenario from either the early part of 2002.
We had one heck of a start in the 2002 Winston Cup season. In the Daytona 500, some damage to my car, and a late race caution kept me from the winner's circle.
The car, Sterling Marlin is jumping out of his car. He's going around to look at the right front fender. But, he can't do that.
You can't work on your car under the red flag. That's the NASCAR rule.
2001.
Here's how a Winston Cup champion likes to celebrate his 30th birthday. Get behind the wheel of your race car on a hot August afternoon in Indianapolis? Okay, fine. I only qualified 27th, but this is my home track, and this is the Brickyard 400. I'd won there twice already, and come on, it's my birthday weekend. I spent the last 20 laps of that race fighting off Sterling Marlin. So now I'm gonna drop you behind the wheel of the DuPont Chevrolet and let you relive the last 3 laps of the 2001 Brickyard 400.
And in John Andretti's case, 1999.
Back to Martinsville, 1999. Early in the race, I spun out and found myself 1 lap down. But by the end of the race, I charged back to the front of the pack. And with 4 laps to go, I found myself right behind Jeff Burton, going for the win. I won the race that day, and you get the chance to repeat it.
You're tasked with completing whatever challenge you're given. These range from simply winning a race, to being in a certain position, to avoiding wrecks.
How would you like to see this happening in front of you?
It's a nice, fun little side thing to unlock NASCAR legends, creative car schemes, and even some sponsors. The biggest draw in the 2003 was its expanded career mode. Season mode is very similar, but you don't have any control over sponsors or your team in general. In career, you manage everything. Signing sponsors, pit crew members, and even upgrading your car. Occasionally, you'll get a package sponsor, which gifts you a car. In one career mode, I drove one of my favorite cars in the game. This game was and is such a blast to play. I come back to it practically monthly just to play it. It was a huge part of my childhood, and this game turns freaking 20! 20 years old today! If you're a fan of NASCAR games, I can't recommend getting this one enough. Either you buy it online through like Amazon or maybe GameStop, or in some cases, which are very extreme measures, pirate that shit. Most of the drivers that were featured in this game have long since retired or recently retired, as is the case with Jimmy Johnson. The only 2 drivers who are still racing, well, technically only 1 driver that's still racing is Kevin Harvick. The reason why I say 2 is that Kurt Busch would also be included, but he's been medically sidelined ever since Pocono, where he suffered a concussion after a qualifying wreck. One of the coolest things about this game is seeing a good chunk of the paint schemes that were raced across the season, and even in previous seasons, being featured as unlockables. If I were to have one gripe, it's that the game eventually relies on fantasy drivers in career mode, which, while cool that a majority of them are people who were either in NASCAR, like broadcasters Joe Moore, Barney Hall, and Eli Gold, some are just, Take for instance, this ugly show car from MB2 Motorsports, the 136 Valvoline M&M's car. God, I hate it. Fun fact, Terry Labonte would attempt to run a scheme similar to this one, where half of his car was his 44 Piedmont Airlines scheme, and the other half was his Kellogg's 5 scheme from the early to late 90s. NASCAR told the team that, no, it wouldn't be allowed to run. One thing that would be up crazy moments in new metal history on Twitter, highly recommend following them, the drummer from Head PE is a fantasy driver in this game, because he wanted to be in the game. I'm not lying. Speaking of music, there's only 4 songs. With all that considered, I still dumped plenty of hours into this game as a kid, and even as an adult. It's just something about it, I'm not sure if it's purely nostalgia or what, that just keeps me coming back. Considering NASCAR Thunder 2004 would take everything that's already great with this game and evolve it into what I and many others consider the perfect NASCAR game, I'd say EA did a pretty fantastic job. Thank you for watching this little ode to NASCAR Thunder 2003, one of my favorite games of all time. And I thank all of you who watch these videos where it's just me talking about random stuff. And I also thank all of you who tune into the streams or watch the VODs afterwards. It means a lot. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.